In this video, I will show you how to do a CRUD operation from scratch. So what we will be doing is creating a blogs, one more tab over here, blogs. And first we will create a table for it as well. So now, right now you can see I have these migrations. So since we are building from scratch, what I will do is I will create a table blog. Then we will create these operations like create, update, delete, and read operations on blogs. So right now you can see I have customers dashboard. So we'll have new module now that is blogs. And we will also apply Zod validations for it and post the data to the Prisma database. Okay. So I'm using Superbase here. You can see and these are my tables that I have. So we will be creating a new table from scratch. So let's get started. And firstly, what we need to do is we need to create a migration. Okay, you can see that I have created a new folder and a new file. And my file has this blogs over here. And this will be my schema. Okay, this will get migrated. So we need to run the command for this to work. Okay, you can see that this is applied over here, and this is the table that is created. And what if we go to the Prisma file, we also have this new table that we created. So the new model that we created inserted over here. Okay, so there is a blog model that is created. Okay, next part, what we need to do is we need to run this migration now. So let's run this migration using the command. So let's run this command. So I will say this command npx prisma migrate deploy, and this should run the migrations. So you can see the migrations are run. Okay, and it created a block table. Okay, so let's go to the Prisma database. And let's see that you can see that the blocks table has been already created now here. Okay, if you view the columns, so we have all the columns that we had uh, used in our schema. So this is updated now. So next what we need to do is let's create uh, the route for it now. Okay, so now what I will do is I will in the apps folder. Let me go ahead and create a blogs. Okay, blogs. I've created blogs here, and we create a new file over here that is page.tsx. Okay, and next what we do is we create another file called as layout.tsx. ESX. Okay, okay. Now let's do is let's say new folder now. Okay, and this will be my create folder. Okay, and in this folder I will have new file that is page.tsx file. Okay, page.tsx file, and here what I will do now is create this page. So let's import some dependencies here. It will be a client component. Okay, and let's create the component like a dummy component so that we can see this component is working along with this route. Okay, and we create blog. Okay, we can see, we'll just post this, okay, and see if this is getting listed over there. So let's go to our tab over here and let's type here slash blogs slash create. Okay, and this will load now, and let's see. Okay, export default. okay, is not a component, okay. Okay, the issue is happening because we have a layout file here, that is the root layout for all the blog elements for this blog module. So let's create this layout, okay, okay, and let's use this layout here, okay, and this will be all blogs. So I will say all blogs and create this is be add new blog here, new blog, okay. So this I will save, okay. There is some issue happening here, okay. There is a syntax issue here, so I need to remove this and close this function over here, okay. And you can see that the error is not showing up again. And let's, okay, now we save this. So this is the common layout for the blogs. And if I go here, you can see all blogs and add a new blog. If I click on this, it is redirected to this route. But in for our all blogs, we don't have anything in the pages, so this won't work. This will give us the error. Okay, okay. First, also let us set up the main blog page. Just let's just create a component and leave here. Okay, so let's create a page here. Okay, and this will be my blog listing page. So let's create a function over here, blogs page. Okay, and this will be my dummy function for now. If I save this and if I open this now, and if I go to all blogs, okay, I should see this. So you can see that all blogs is showing up. This list of all blogs will be displayed here. Okay, so we just created a layout. So next, so now let's work on the create blog page. Okay, so let's construct a form here. So let's use the React hook form here. Okay, and now let's construct the form. So the form will have on submit function. Okay, and we'll have to construct the form. Okay, before that, let's use this hooks over here that we'll be needing. Okay, that is the use state. Okay, use effect and use transition hooks. And let's go ahead and create a. Okay, before that, let us also use the Zod schema. Let's use the action first. So this will be my server action that I will create. So this will be to insert the entry into the database. Then we will have Zod. So import Zod. So this will be Zod over here. So I will import the Zod. The next part is so next also let's create a customer ski the Zod schema, that is import Zod resolver. We need this also and we need this also. So we will create a block from schema in the schemas block. This is the validation schema. Okay. So I'll create this file in my schemas, that is here. Okay, new file and .ts file. Okay, save this. Okay, now let's import star. Okay, this will be just I'll rename this file to blog.ts. Okay, and now in this file we will have import star. Okay, and this will be the blog schema now. Okay, so we have title, content, and published. Okay, and let me save this. So we have these three fields that we will check in the schema. Okay, now let's move back to the blocks page. Okay, so next let's use type form data. Okay, block schema. Okay, next let's use state. Okay, title, content, and published. Okay, save this. Okay, this array is gone now. And next, what we need to do is, so let's create an action for the create block now. Okay, so what we do is we go to the actions tab and we create a new file now dot tsx. So create block dot tsx. Save this. Okay, okay, and so this will be a server component here. Okay, and next what we will do is will create this blog, create blog, and we will be using the same customer schema, the block schema I mean. Okay, import block schema for this create blog. Okay, and we will change this parameters here. So we will accept form data and state as any. Okay, and we will also get now the raw data. So let raw data will be this data that is coming from the form from the front end. Okay, and we'll save this. So next what we will do is we have block schema, we will pass the data, and if there are any errors we will return this errors. Okay, and if it is successful then we will post this to the database table. Okay, and we will redirect to the blogs. Okay. Okay, here in order to this to work, we need to regenerate the client. So Prisma client. So let's regenerate it and let's paste this now here and let's generate it. Okay. Okay, generated the Prisma client and you can see that the blog error is gone now. And this will be okay, we are getting this error because we need to create a slug property. So let's include, let's create the slug in the schema. So the validation schema first. So we need to include the slug over here. So let's use slug. Okay. So once I do this, okay, then I come to the create blog post here. Then also here we will have slug. Okay, and we will use it like this. Okay, next part is so the data error is gone now from this. Also in our create page. So what will happen here is this will validate the data and this will pass to the create blog and this will create the new blog for us. Okay, so I will provide all of this code in the description later. So and you can view it and download it. So let's go now to the create page. Okay, once I go to the create page now, so we also have a slug here now. Okay, so now let's use the React hook form properties here. Okay, use form data and the block schema. Okay, and the initial state of errors for us will be this, and our action will be create block. Okay, and initial state will be this errors. Okay, now let's use the on submit handle. Okay, here, and let's use the new form data. Okay, so this will, when we submit the form, all the data will come here and it will append to the form data and this will be sent as a form action. Okay, the form data will be sent as the form action. Okay, so we can send this will be sent to the server action, that is the create blog action. Okay, and let me fix this issue over here. So this is fixed now. Okay, and we have this data that will be submitted. Okay, so we can also, before submitting, we can also comment this and we can check the console log. Okay, form data and data. Okay, so we will be able to see the data that will be passed. Okay, so next part, what we need to do is we need to create a form now. Okay, and let's do that. Okay, so we are using React Hook forms. So I will show you how we can easily create this React Hook forms over here. So I'm getting this error now. Okay, we do not put the name over here. Okay, let's remove the name. Okay, and let's save this. Okay, next what we need to do is we already have the title. Now let's do content the similar way. Okay, then let's do published. Okay, and let's do the slug as well. Okay, now if I reload my reload, you can see that I have the expense admin tracker and we also need a submit button over here. So let's do that as well. So let's put a submit button over here. Okay, so let's put a submit button, create blog. Okay, and also let's use the use effect. So we did not use just before this. Let's use is pending. Okay, this. Okay, over here. So if the form is pending, then it won't allow it to submit back again. So we will display the message over here when we submit, that is pending. Okay, so we will say is pending. So we will no. So what we will do is we will let's remove this disabled. We'll do disabled is pending, and then here we will do it like creating or create blog over here. Okay, so once I save this, we should have these two buttons. Okay, these two buttons are not come. Let me save this and see back again. Okay, there was some the syntax issue in this, so now I've created this. So if it is submitting, it will have pend. If it is pending, that submitting will text will come, and if it is uh, the Ajax call is not running, then the add block will come. You can see this, and if I go ahead and see the form, you can see we have a add block button. Okay, so now what we will do is we have our validations. Okay, and we have a complete form ready here, and then we'll also use effect over here. Okay, use effect, and just to show the validation errors over here. So what we will be using is we'll be using set errors. So let's replace this with this. Okay, it will display all the errors for us. Okay, it will set this errors for the keys of the form data. So we should also provide a div for these errors. So we will have a p tag over here. After this, let's have this errors dot title. Okay, and we show the title error. Same goes to the content. Okay, same goes to the slug published, and same goes to the slug. Okay, let's save this. Okay, and I don't know if I added the validations for the published. Okay, we do have the validations for the published. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to go to create page. Okay, so we have set the validation errors. So now let's test how it works. Okay, so let's go to the create next app. Okay, and let's reload this page and just type some things. Okay, and just submit it. Okay, I'm getting this error of the HTML5, so I do not want that. Okay, it got auto-filled over here, so let's remove this. Okay, let's remove this errors of let's remove this required field. Okay, even here we do not need this. Okay, let's save this and let's click on add block over here, and you can see that I get the validation messages over here. Okay, now let us just add this new blog. Okay, just type my new blog. Content will be some content here. Okay, published. Okay, and slug will be my blog. Okay, and if I click on add, you can see that the form data I'm getting it over here. Okay, this is where I console log it. So you can see that I'm not calling the form action yet. So I'm console logging the data. Okay, here. So this is the form data that we get when we handle submit this. So don't worry about the code. I will post it in the link in the description. So let's continue. Okay. Okay, so now let's submit the form. So I'll be using the set transition method and I will be submitting the form to the form action. So our form action in this case is the server action. Okay, so we'll be submitting it to the server action. Okay, and let me save this and let's go to the code back again. Okay, now let's check what is happening and how we so I'll say my blog. So content will be A, B, C, D, and something like more than 10 characters. Then published and slug will be my new blog, and let's see what happens now. Okay, blog Prisma. So there is some undefined create. Okay, so let's see why this error is occurring. Okay, it was happening due to some caching issue. So I restarted the server and it seems to work now. So if I put the title is my new blog, okay, and if I put some content over here, okay, so I'll just put some, this is my new blog that I created, okay, and if I say published, and if I put some my new blog, okay, and if I click add, and you can see I'm redirected to this page, that is the blog listing page, and if I go to the database now, you will be able to see the new record. So this was my earlier previous dummy record. Okay, if I reload this, you can see that the new record has been created. So our insert function is working. Also before this, I would also like to show you the server validation. So let's make the title as the server validation over here. So like we cannot have the same title for the blog. So my new blog. Okay, so let's throw that error into a server validation. So if I go over here and if I go to my blog, create blog over here, and if I go to okay, so let's throw one server validations as well. Okay, so let's do for the slug. Okay, server validation for the slug. Validation for slug. Okay, so existing slug. So we will find the slug and then we will check if the slug is unique here and then we will return the slug already exists. Okay, this validation error message. Okay, and let's format this. So this will be our validation error, server-side validation error. So let's use this now. Okay, and this will be my new blog. So I will create another blog now with the same slug. So next blog. So new blog. This is my second blog. Okay, published, and we'll use the same slug now. So my new blog. Okay, I'll try to add this now. Oh, okay, it got added. So let's see what is the issue. Okay, it seems like it's not taking a new slug directly. So let's see why it is happening here. Okay, okay, because of this. Okay, so we do not need this. It's taking the title and replacing it with this. So let's use this, the exact string. Okay, and let's save this and let's reload this page and let's go to the new blog. Okay, and let's type in my new blog second and some content over here, and let's use any of this blog. So next blog I'm going to use. So I'm going to say publish and next blog. So now it should slug already exists. So you can see that we get this validation error now that the slug already exists in the database. Okay, and if I say next blog second, okay, and let's add this now, and we should see this will be saved to the database. Okay, so you see how this insert function works. So we have seen the front-end validations and the back-end validations as well for this. So next part is let's work on the table. So let's display the tables. Let's display the view. Let's list the blogs. Okay, so let's list all the blogs over here. So let's include Prisma here. So we need to find blogs now. So let's use find blogs from Prisma. Okay, so once we do this, so here we will have a listing. So listing blogs in table format. So let's do this. Okay, then let's put the head, that is the ID. Then we'll have title, content published. Okay, and we'll also have a slug. So this will be slug. Okay, so we'll have a slug over here. We will close this. Okay, we'll have all of this. Okay, and let's pre-fill this data here. Okay, and there is some syntax issues over here. I'm using this template closing this over here, and we have put the slug inside this. Okay, and we also have published yes or no, and this is the view. So we do not have any view yet. So we have the actions and all this data is listed, and let's go to our table as well to check what else is there. So let's save this. Okay, and let's see this, and it is giving me some error that okay, the issue occurs because we use the client over here. So so if I remove the client now from this place, okay, and then save it. then you should be able to see the list of blocks that are appearing. Okay, here. Okay, these are the list of blocks that are appearing in a listing page. Okay, on a listing page. So now what we will do is we will look for the view and the delete function. So let's do the view first, as we already have the link over here. Okay, so we can see that we have a view link, but if we click on it, nothing would happen because we don't have any page for it. So now let's create a view page. So let's go to the blogs. So under create, we'll also have a new folder that will be ID over here like this. Okay, and then we will have under this, we will have page.tsx file. Okay, once we have this, so now let's do a view component. First, let's do a dummy component. So import. So let's import this. Okay, so these are the common elements, common imports dependencies that we have to inject, and then next. So next, what we do is fetch the ID. So we get the ID. Okay, so this will be our export default. Okay, so blog view page. So something like that. Blog view page. Okay, something like this. And then we will pass this the param. Okay, then we will wait. We will get the param based on the ID. Okay. Okay, then we will also give the backlink. Okay, so it goes to the back to the all blogs pages. Okay, and we are getting this issue over here. Okay, and I'll put this as number. So this error is gone from this place. Okay, okay, here what we need to do is we need to make this big int over here because we have this will be passed as string only, and then we make this big int because in the schema we have defined it as big int. So now if I save this and then if I go ahead and go to the view so of this page. Okay, so cannot convert undefined to big int, so that means the ID is not even coming. So let's see why this is. So I'm getting these errors over here. So I just logged this issue and to see what is coming over here, and we are getting this undefined over here. So let me do another way. Okay, so view post with ID. Okay, and let's remove this line over here. Let's save this and let's see what do we get over here now. Okay, now we can see that the ID is coming. Okay, in the console log, so we can see the ID2 has been coming over here. Okay, so now what we do is we use this. Okay, so we use this on top. So we remove this line. We copy this, paste this here, and we copy this ID. We uncomment this now. Okay, and then let's use this ID over here. Okay, so let's use this ID over here. Okay, and log details. So let's put the content, title, okay, published or draft, okay, and just let's print the slug as well. And now if I reload this, you can see that my title, everything is come back again over here. So if I go to the blogs back again, if I view the blog, you can see my new blog and all these details come up. So now if I go to this, my second blog, you can see all the blog details will come up again. So this is how the view works. Okay. So we have done the view part of it. Okay. And next we will do the delete part as well. So let's create a delete function. So I will go to the blog listing page. Okay. And let's add a delete function as well. So in this thing, what we will do is we'll create a new component, that is the delete component in the blogs. Okay. So we'll have a new file that is delete button.tsx. Okay. And we will click on enter. Okay. So this file will be the use client component. So use client. Okay. Okay, then what we will have is delete block. So we will have an action for it and we will have the transition. Okay, so now here we will create a delete button. Okay, and we will use this transition. Okay, and we will see, say like, we will give a confirmation box and then confirmation box and then we will give it a delete block action. Okay, so we'll have to create this file as well. Okay. Next, what we will do is return, okay, and we will do it like this. Okay, so this props will come from the blog listing page. So let's do this, okay, and now first let's import the delete button. So import, okay, delete button, delete button from this. Delete button from this, okay. So we'll import this and then let's use this delete button over here and we need to pass it the blog ID. So we save this. Okay, now if we go here, we still have the delete button props unresolved. So let's have the delete button props here. Okay, and this will be the number. So this is gone. The array is gone from this. Now let's create delete action. So let's create this into action. So this is a new file, delete block.tsx. tsx. Okay, and save this. And now what we will do is we'll create a delete blog. Okay, now let's use this. Import this and then we will delete this by using this Prisma block delete where ID is equal to the ID that we have posted. So now if I save this, okay, and go to the delete button again. So I need to change this. Okay, delete blog. Okay, and action delete blog and just save this. Okay, now let's go ahead and delete and see. Okay, so we will go to the all blogs. Okay, and we can see we have a delete option. If I try to delete this, I'll get a confirmation. And if I click on OK, the post will be deleted. Okay, the post will be deleted. And you can see the database also. If I refresh, the post has been deleted. So now, so we have seen the delete functionality as well over here. Okay, and we can see we have deleted the post as well. So in the next video, I will explain you how to do edit. So I will post this code links in the description so you can get this code. And also, if you have any queries, please post into the comments. So thanks for watching, guys.